wants to run a marathon in one state? Even better, who wants to run 50 marathons in 50 states? Any takers? If you change your mind, you can join me on that running journey as I complete 50 marathons in 50 states. That's great, because I've only done 6. I have 44 more to go. 2 little dudes who would love to join me on the road are my dogs, Cody and Hank. Today. To them, I am teacher of the galaxy. They're nifty human who runs, plays, and hikes with them. To be in the family, you have to be a runner. And these guys kick tail. At their best trail race, Hank ran 28 miles, and Cody lagged behind 19 miles. Every day, their wagging tails greet me at the door, and I know they're proud of their nifty dog mom. I am personally proud of many things. I'm the proudest product of public schools from Montgomery County, Maryland. Yeah, go Ravens, but I'm not a Ravens fan. I'm especially proud to be a first-generation college student who double majored at Northwestern University. I'm an avid San Francisco 49ers fan, despite the Super Bowl outcome, but we still have Christian McCaffrey, so we're doing better than other teams. And I'm a massive Atlanta Braves fan, despite the series against the Phillies. It was a horrible postseason year for my teams. I carve out time to go to the Blue Ridge Mountains for space for stillness. Most notably, I am profoundly proud to be the daughter of Esperanza and Curtis Cunningham. Meet Mama Esperanza. She immigrated from Nicaragua in the middle of the 1980s, in the middle of civil unrest. At age 36, when she was 36, there was no Google Translate or Duolingo language translation program to bridge language gaps. At the park, at church, at school, she was often overlooked because we don't look the same. She got better looks. She was often seen as my nanny, housekeeper, or maid. The other half of the powerhouse couple, my father, Curtis. He was absolutely brilliant. His childhood in Albemarle, North Carolina, resembled the stories you would read about in history textbooks. I did not need the Holt McDougall Publishing Company to explain segregation. He lived segregation. Segregated schools, segregated water fountains, segregated restaurants. His only experience at the front of the bus was because he was a school bus driver as his side job. My parents were pretty phenomenal. All of my accomplishments, achievements, and aspirations stem from their sacrifice and belief that education would build a better life for me. In the spring of 1998, my 3rd grade class sat for our state reading test. I was super upset that I was stumped by question 4. What is your race? Circle one answer. None of the answer choices encapsulated my multiracial, multi-ethnic identity, so I asked my teacher, Miss Rhodes, what to do. In her haste, she said, Anna, you look black, you are black, select black. That is the most obvious choice. My young mind did not have the words to correct her, so I stayed silent. In that moment, I realized others would not always see the wholeness of my identity or life experience. We do not always see the wholeness of others. We fracture ourselves into the roles we serve. There are times when I'm walking the hallways and I'm thinking, what does my department chair need? When did I tell my PLC team to meet? Did I show up on time for AM, PM, and/or lunch duty? We do not always see the wholeness of each other. The idea of identity wholeness would follow me to the hallways of the very best school in CMS, Philip O'Berry Academy of Technology. An early conversation with my former principal, Ms. Kennedy, solidified my mission in education. She asked, Ms. Cunningham, what drives and motivates you? She was asking Anna, the person, not Ms. Cunningham, her overzealous millennial teacher. I will spare y'all the dissertation I gave her, but essentially, I proclaimed that public education was the last democratic stronghold to actualize the American promise. We're the defenders of democracy. No pressure. Our conversation did not end there. She often asked staff for input on different ideas and initiatives. Feedback is a gift. One day, she knocks on my door at 7:18, 3 minutes after the first block bell rang. No one wants to see their principal at their door first thing in the morning. I thought she had caught me sneaking into the building at 6:45, after 6:45, and my punishment was going to be to attend professional development. Turns out, she was there to invite me to a literacy professional development, but it was not a consequence. She listened as I shared different strategies and asked questions on why I interpreted text differently. I felt seen and heard. She recognized me in the same way that my parents did, but not Miss Rhodes. I felt valued. Today at school, do you feel valued, seen, and heard? Do you feel that others are pouring into you as you pour in every day for our students and schools? We're often told we must teach the whole child. We must address their social and emotional needs. When did the social and emotional needs of the teacher disappear? Our students are whole people, not whole numbers. So too, our educators are worth more than their EVOS data and their growth scores. Our hearts are in this work. We care about what and how our students learn. That is the heart, right? I'm not a science teacher. We care about what they learn. Today, my former student Xavion rushes up to me with his PowerSchool gradebook open. I thought he was going to tell me, Ms. Cunningham, my teachers aren't grading my work. Can you talk to them? Instead, he showed me they had straight A's, except for AP Computer Science. He was so excited. He said, Ms. Cunningham, I'm locked in this semester. You told me to minimize distractions. You taught me how to prioritize myself. We teach our students things. Do we practice them? Have you prioritized yourself today? We show up for everyone. Have you shown up for yourself? A fractured teacher cannot create an exceptional educational experience. I learned that the hard way. In March 2018, I hit a massive marathon-worthy wall. Too many English essays that I had assigned, and too many attendance protocols for all the students who had 6 absences did not have me on the nifty train. I needed a break. I needed a hike with Cody and Hank. I prepared a well-researched and well-supported list of reasons to give Miss Kennedy that rivaled Martin Luther's 95 Theses for why the Mayo Clinic would support me and why I needed a mental health day. Before I even got to reason 2, subpoint A, she said, "Of course, Miss Cunningham. Call me on the way there. Let me know when you're safe. Take plenty of pictures. Please do not fall off the mountain." I'm fairly accident prone, so it's good advice. I said, "Miss Kennedy, I researched all of the clinical illnesses WebMD told me to convince you to give me a day off." She responded, "Miss Cunningham, you are more than just a teacher. You will be a better educator after you've taken care of yourself." I didn't know that my passion for students didn't mean I had to sacrifice my whole self. We do not need to sacrifice our personal well-being to be a better and more engaged teacher. There are things our district can and cannot do. Our district cannot recreate the teacher pay structure in Raleigh, cannot stem the tide of artificial intelligence. Jeff's Claude is here to stay. Cannot erase our massive monumental workload. In CMS, our teachers are charged with creating a regal, exceptional experience for everyone. A fractured teacher cannot create a crown experience. We cannot operate with excellence without exception when we have accepted the lack of support for the mental and social emotional needs of our teachers. I used to think that a teacher who left mid-year was unheard of. Today, we have all felt the impact of our classes doubling when our colleagues leave and comforting a child when their teacher quits mid-year and they think it's their fault. My students recently studied the phrase "in droves." I was elated that they knew that phrase meant high numbers. My student Micah asked me, "Ms. Cunningham, are teachers leaving the profession in droves?" Y'all, our students can see our fractured selves, our overstressed and overworked workloads. Students suffer the consequences without a whole and well teacher. My teaching experience in CMS has been a bit of a unicorn experience. I can assure you, I do not make it 12 years of teaching without a sensational squad at Berry. Without the exceptional leadership of Dr. Carroll, Ms. Kennedy, and Ms. Branham, my leadership potential plateaus. Without Ms. Oden reserving a chair for me in her office, that one mental health day turns to 12. Ms. Grimes, Ms. Barnes-Parkins, and Mr. Ains all mentored and challenged me. These intentional relationships matter to remind us of patience, passion, and purpose. We will not recruit our way out of the teacher shortage. We need to fix the fracture. Our district can help with retention. Our district can encourage our administrators to include personal growth goals along with content-related standards. In February, I facilitated a visit with my co-presenter, Jeff, to visit his school. I spent an afternoon spending time with him and his team members. A personal shout out to the English 2 team at Audrey Kell. That one afternoon resulted in immediate learning change for our students at Berry. Meaningful professional development need not cost thousands. Our district can capitalize on the genius and brilliance of our own educators and facilitate conversations that encourage authenticity and candor. I have stopped telling Miss Kennedy and Miss Branham I have tuberculosis when I desperately need a hike with Cody and Hank. They know I love my dogs, my colleagues, students, now all of you know I love my dogs. One day spent hiking with them fills my wellness cup. We will need different tactics and strategies to address the varying social and emotional needs of our teachers. Dare I say, differentiate our approach to meet teachers where they are. Our district can foster wellness support systems that address the core human need and not just the core instructional need. Micah's question of teachers leaving the profession in droves cannot be the norm of our district. Our students need us to run on excellence, not on empty. Our system needs to evolve. We need to embrace change. We need to allow transformative stories to elevate our teaching and collect sensational sidekicks to unfurl the superhero power we all have within our classrooms. Will we be the district that creates a crown experience for our teachers? Tonight, I'm going to bend some more rules and play with Cody and Hank in our apartment hallway. We will chase their ball, and for a brief moment of time, I will be 8 years old again. I am not the 8-year-old who Miss Rhodes told which box to check. I am a whole person, a woman who loves her family, her school family, her students, her dogs, her passions, and the better life she and her family work so hard to create. Tomorrow, we will all don our cape to best serve and teach our students. Wear your whole self as the crown our students need to see so they too show up as their whole selves. Wear your wellness as the jewel that sparkles and mends any fractured gems you may have. You are absolutely enough, and it is your whole well self our students need to see today, tomorrow, and beyond. Thank you.